Hello and welcome back to another Toy Boxing Advent Calendar entry. And today we're doing some stuff that is going to be a little bit predictable once you see the first figure. Because we are starting with G.I. Joe Classified Series Tomax Paoli. That's right, one of the Crimson Twins, a member of Cobra. I mean, it should be pretty obvious to guess what the next figure is going to be that I'm opening up. But yeah, let's get this started. It's just a standard G.I. Joe Classified figure here. I do have a whole bunch of really interesting stuff in the docket, but you know what? I also wanted to use this as an excuse to open up some simpler stuff, like this retail release. So yeah, here we have Tomax, just standing on his own, under his own power, and we'll take a look at his accessories in a minute, but first, let's take a look at his face. That's right, his face. And let's turn on a flash so we can get a proper view of his face. Again, this is using all the general face printing tech that Hasbro uses, and it does a really good job. I mean, yeah, he looks really good. Let's just do a quick turnaround here. And yeah. Range of motion is pretty standard as per Classified Series figures. His shoulder pad is attached to the armor here and the sash. So that's a little bit of a negative because it's just going to bounce up like this. But it is on soft plastic, I guess. Yeah, we got full ball joints here. There is a butterfly. There is a slight butterfly there at the chest. We've got an ab crunch. Does he have a waist? Yes, he does have a waist. We have the fairly standard Hasbro, two-piece neck. So he's got like a fully ball jointed neck there. These are among the figures that were pinless. So yeah, we have those pinless elbows there. And we have wrists, which, do these have a wrist swivel? They do not. These do not have a wrist swivel. So that's a little bit of a negative. But yeah, I mean, the pinless joints though, like, those are always good. And we can get some good range of motion out of his elbows, as you can see. What else? Yeah, we got the legs there. They do pull down a little bit, so you can get those sitting poses and kicking poses pretty well. Good range of motion. We have standard thighs. We have, again, pinless joints here at the knees. And, of course, we have your standard Hasbro ankle rockers. Like, overall, he is a pretty standard G.I. Joe action figure. And, I mean, I guess now the big thing that we should check out is what he has in the accessory department. So, let's take a look at those now, shall we? Accessory-wise, he has, well, it looks like he's got knives and he's got some guns. He's got a knife over here. Yeah, he's got a knife. It's a standard dagger. What else we got here? We have another knife, same as the first, basically. I'm not going to bother zooming in on that. And he also has, he has a gun and some accessories for that gun. I'll show those off in a minute. He's very sparse on accessories, like for a G.I. Joe figure. Let me just zoom in on this gun here. My camera's, yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can see the sculpted detail on the gun. Again, I'm not a gun person, so don't ask me about like details about what's what on this thing. But yeah, it looks like he's got a silencer for the gun here, which plugs into the front like so. And it also has a magazine here that, again, can just plug in like so. So yeah, removable magazine and a couple of knives. And because it's a classified figure, he does have storage for all that stuff. So yeah, you can slap a dagger there. You can slap a dagger here. And as for the other accessories, yeah, he doesn't have storage for those strictly. But, I mean, let's be honest, the storage for those is going to be his hands. So we're going to just give him his gun and put it in his hands. And he does have a, no specific trigger finger hand. So I guess it doesn't really matter which one. And, I mean, that makes sense when you consider the twin aspect of that. Like, both of his hands are identical. And, yeah, in fact, that is going to come up again in a minute there when I look at the next figure that I open up. Of course, I should be really freaking obvious to guess here. The next figure that's going to be opened is, in fact, his twin brother, Xamot, also from the G.I. Joe Classified series. As you can tell, there's really not a lot of differences there between these two figures, though there are some subtle ones. And we will see those when I get this guy open. Yeah, Xamot, they are twin brothers. They're identical twins, and they have a few differences. I think that Tomax and Xamot, well, I never watched the cartoon, and they're not a huge part in the comics. What always stuck with me was their appearance in the IDW G.I. Joe Cobra series, where they are given a lot of screen time, and in fact, it kind of goes into as well, like, some of the differences in the psychology in the brothers. So, you can tell here that there are some slight differences on Xamot, the big one being the fact that, well, he's got the scar. Xamot has a scar under his left eye, and that is the way that you can differentiate the two characters. Also, of course, he's got the sash going in the opposite direction. But otherwise, the sculpt is identical to that of Tomax's. Well, not quite. No. It looks like he does have all the accessory stuff on the opposite sides from Tomax. So they did have to do some new parts for him for some of these soft goods. They just mirrored it all instead. Just to compare the two, yeah, you can tell that these are mirror images of each other. The only difference is the scar. It's different. Yeah, it's even like a reversed head sculpt there. Actually, no, there are actually even different facial expressions. Let's take a look at this here. Yeah, you can tell, like, Tomax has a little bit of a smirk, and Xamot just has a neutral expression. And yeah, Tomax also has a bit of a cocked eyebrow, and Xamot does not. But they are the same face, like it's the same hair and everything, and I kind of love that as attention to detail from the standpoint of, well, yeah, it is attention to detail. Pulling out accessories, yeah, we got the same knife. The same knife, again, don't expect much different. And then, of course, the same SMG here with the same silencer and magazine options. So we can just plug the silencer in over here, and we can plug the magazine in over here. And then just to keep the symmetry going, since again they've got like identical hands on both sides, let's just give him his gun on the other side. And there we have Tomax and Xamot in all their glory. So yeah, that's basically all there is to say about Tomax and Xamot. Is this a short video? Yes. Is that a bad thing? No, because let's be honest, these things have been ballooning pretty long, so it's a bit of a relief to have a shorter one. So yeah, they are your standard members of Cobra there in the upper circle, so if you're a Cobra fan like me, you're probably going to end up getting them, and maybe some Crimson Guards as well, which I may or may not have unopened in the other room. But yeah, it's the same toy, but I mean, there's more variety than you're going to get with army builders. And the entire point of them is that they are identical mirrors of each other minus the scar and the expression. So with that said, this is General Techno signing off until the next day.